It's Monday night, and here's what happened. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was snatched up by ICE when he was at immigration court today for his mandated check-in. Now, the Trump administration wants to deport him to Uganda, but a lower court judge has said that Mr. Abrego cannot be deported. Directly after this, Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, backed up by Justice Kavanaugh, both appointed by Donald Trump, issued a warning to the lower courts, saying basically, stay out of Trump's way. And conservatives have been touting this as proof that there is no light that shall shine between Trump's wishes and the Supreme Court's actions. A couple days ago, the Department of Justice claimed to hand over the evidence they have on Epstein, and the House Oversight Committee is reporting that they only handed over like 1% of information that is not already public knowledge. So, since the Department of Justice has decided that they're not actually going to release the Epstein files, the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have subpoenaed Epstein's estate for things like the birthday book and other evidence that is not currently under the control of Trump's Department of Justice. They also are calling in Alex Acosta, who is the lawyer that was in charge of getting Epstein that sweetheart deal and who also served as labor secretary in Trump's first administration. He will have to testify in front of Congress. That's going to happen on September 19th. Guess who's going to be in D.C. on September 19th with the day off? Me. Can I get in the room to listen? I don't know. Am I going to try? Yes. In other news, Trump signed a couple executive orders today. The one that freaked people out the most was the one related to the National Guard, where he directs Pete Hegseth to ensure that each state has a well-trained and equipped National Guard and that they have special units that are ready for rapid deployment. Now, that sounded like he was creating a militia, but that is actually what the National Guard is. He literally just read off what the National Guard is and did it in a threatening tone to make it seem to America like he's going to commandeer these cities that he's threatening to go into. The National Guard really can't do very much without participation from that state's governor. National Guard cannot do law enforcement. They can do it in Washington, D.C. because it's federal district without a governor, but they can't do it in the states without cooperation from the governor, who would need to sign an executive order of his own that invokes some sort of like emergency need for the National Guard to do law enforcement, or if Donald Trump invokes this thing called the Insurrection Act, which would be a massive escalation from where we are now. Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't do it. I'm just saying there are people in his orbit that would understand the consequences of him trying to do something like that. This is a performance. Everything Donald Trump does is a performance. Not to say it's not a performance that has consequences and hurts people, but everything he does is a performance, including having the National Guard carry their service weapons in Washington, D.C., which Hegseth is claiming is not for policing, rather just for personal protection. A performance, much like this lady who dressed up like Taylor Swift and went to the Chiefs preseason game. It's only Monday, and we're already deep in the weirds.